Hey guys, this is Miss Costumes1, and here is a more of a fan fiction, like my opinions on other fan fictions and fan fictions I'm currently writing. And first, let's start off with the ones my personal opinion on some fan fictions. Let me start off with a big one, Family. Now, if you all haven't heard of the fanfiction Family, it's basically the Yakko, Wacko, and Dot's lives from the beginning to Animaniacs and to onwards. So that if you've ever read that, you know how really good and thought out it is. So I think it's a wonderful fan fiction. I will never forget it. It's so wonderful. I took the time to read it. Other fan fictions. The Count Dracula comic story, I guess, like the graphic novel. God, that is one of the most entertaining Disney put-togethers ever. Oswald Van Helsing, Mickey Dragul, it's pure genius. I love it. It's epic. Twisted Wind's the one who created it. I give full credit to him. He is so epic. A few other fanfics. Back to the Disney Future is really good. I've said it in one of my updates before. I don't know which one. Also, he's making a Back to the Disney Future Part 2, so that's going to be really entertaining. But he hasn't finished Part 1 yet, because he only got to the part where they're strolling down Main Street, and Oswald's like, kick your feet up, step in time, and they're singing together. Oswald and Mickey are singing together, and then they ended there, and I'm like, why did he discontinue it, pretty much? But whatever about that. Other fanfictions I've read that are really good. Disenfranchise is a rather tricky word. It's a fanfiction on fanfiction.net. Really, it's a good one. It's combining all your favorite 90s cartoons into one stinking novel, like Darkwing Duck, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, the animated one, The Mask, Beetlejuice, Lydia, Yakko, Wacko, Dot, and they even make notice of cow and chicken in that novel. And it's pretty interesting. I like that fanfiction. I feel there are billions. I've read like a ton of them. Colorless, though, there's one called Colorless. It's one where Wacko Warner is pulled into these tune experiments, and he starts to lose his color, and he almost dies, but they revive him. Thank God, Jesus. And then there's this one where they actually killed him off, and they didn't bring him back. So that one's even more sad than Colorless and Family put together at the same time. So yeah, there are many fanfictions I've read. Some of them I stopped reading because I'm like, God, this is going to take forever. And actually, there are a few other ones. There are many that I've read. I've read Beetlejuice fanfictions, Animaniacs, Tiny Toons. It's all over the place. Now on to fanfictions I'm starting to write or haven't really written yet. I'm only writing 2 fanfictions so far. There are many other ideas for these, though. Let me start out with one I came up with when I was in Canada. The Animaniacs fanfiction, The Looney Return. That one basically is my first fanfiction. And currently, I finished Chapter 8, Visiting the Pea Psychiatrist, on the 3rd of September. And I came off an idea. There's one fanfiction at the very beginning when they were going to bring the Animaniacs back together. I think also they're going to bring the Tiny Toons back together too. I forget. It was the entire, yeah. So basically, it was when the Warners were fired, and it says, Animaniacs fanfiction Chapter 7, Ralph presents when the Warners were fired. I made an idea that there was a video dated November 14th, 1998, when the series got canceled, and I just went out and went boom, started writing. And then Chapter 8 is when we visit the Scratch and Sniff, the Pea Psychiatrist. It's really entertaining. I will be posting this if I make an account on fanfiction. And another one, I'm thinking of this weird theme. If any of you, since you guys have already watched my Killer Clowns from Outer Space opinions and thoughts about it, I might even redo that, because there are so many thoughts and questions I could think of. I mean, God, there's like billions. It's like 6:30-ish. So yeah, and here's the other one. I said killer clowns from outer space for a reason. Now, everyone knows the Animaniacs episode Clowning Out. Everyone knows it. When Wacko beats the living crap out of that clown. And then he ends up sending the clown to Mars. But, what would happen if we took your favorite killer clowns from Crescent Cove and put them on the lot with their circus tent, Clownzilla and all, and took the Warners and put it in the middle of it all? You got my fanfiction. Well, I haven't even written anything out of it yet. Oops, upside down. The Animaniacs make the killer clowns from outer space, and you just put the Warners. It's just mainly the Warners. This one's a big crossover. No one's done a Animaniacs meet the killer clowns from outer space before. No one's done it. I'm gonna make a prologue for it, and there's even gonna be a prequel, but the prequel's much bigger. It's gonna take a few chapters though. The one thing I watch a lot of Kyoto Brothers like Q&As, behind the scenes videos of killer clowns, and I watch how they made it. It's really, I think, interesting to see how they did all the effects for the clowns. That's clown spelled with a K, by the way. It startled me. I'm like, they did this with 2 million? So, I took an idea that probably no one else would think of doing. I mean, poor Wacko. Actually, in my fanfiction, Animaniacs fanfiction, The Looney Return, there's something that happened. In chapter 5, there's something that happened, and no one probably would expect it. This is a spoiler, by the way. And then, here's the whole thing. I don't need to read any script. Basically, me and the Warners were doing a pogo jumping thing, extreme pogo stick jumping, and we're jumping on top of lots, and boing, 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 we're jumping everywhere. And then, Yakko, Wacko, and Dot jump off, and Dot is holding my hand at the same time, and she pulls me down. And she lets go. I'm flying down and hit the ground, and me, as a human being, squashes and stretches just like a cartoon. Then I start to morph and change like a twirling twister, just like the Mask, when he's twirling around like a Tasmanian devil. And then I turn into a Warner-esque type toon. So now I'm a Warner, basically, and so basically that sums up a big spoiler from the fanfictions. And also, I'm a wizard, and I haven't written it yet, but I'm a wizard in that fanfiction. Those of you who really want to read the fanfiction once it comes up, kind of post it in the comments down below, because I'll start like doing stuff fast, like really fast production on this. And I actually did a bunch of things on the back. The end, because it's all my fanfictions. I put the Warner Brothers logo, Oswald logo, Mickey logo, Roger Rabbit logo, Inspector Oswald, that's another element, Animaniacs, Beetlejuice, Epic Mickey, and Tiny Toon Adventures. It's all on there. Actually, for the Killer Clowns one, here it is. I'm going to start writing it today because I'm in the mood for it. And let me tell you a little, like, just basically almost a sum up of what it is so far, like what I've thought of. Of course, it was a night like any other night. It was just me, Yakko, Wacko, and Dot, all laying on top of the tower, together. We're doing some stargazing, and we're looking at the stars, trying to find the armpit of the constellation Orion, so we could find it, take a picture of it, then send it to our good old friend Beetlejuice in the Netherworld. So, and we're laying there, and then there's this huge burst of light, and it passes us, all 4 of us. And Warner's being curious, we start moving around the lot. Of course, me and Yakko were bold enough. Wacko was like really scared, and I knew why too. So me and Yakko me and Yakko were sneaking up. He's just using his paddle ball. Boing, 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 boing. And then we see this weird-looking thing come out with a huge nose, puffy cheeks with makeup on it, and spiked red hair. It was a clown. Spelled with a K. And me and Yakko, and then the guy takes out a popcorn gun, and we're like, oh, shoot. We start running for our lives. We started running, like, fast. Then we running up, and I grabbed Wacko, Yakko grabbed Dot, we ran in, and boom, we shut the tower door, and then, being a Warner S-Type tune, I stick my head out the window of the tower. I just pop my head off, stick it out, and all these clowns are freaking going up the ladder, and they're like, boom, really slowly, and we're all trying to lock the doors, but these suckers got, like, the ray guns, so all the locks were turned to miniature cotton candy things, and they opened it up. And it was just me, Yakko, Wacko, and Dot all stuck in that tower. And, of course, it was at night, so no one was there. We couldn't even scream for help. And we started running for our lives around the tower. Then they all corner us. And of course, somehow, the clowns, they got me, two clowns got me on a wall, two clowns got Wacko on a wall, and they just purely wanted to get Yakko and Dot. Because apparently, small one for the small clown, and Yakko for Clownzilla. Pretty much, I think, he would take the whole studio lot for Clownzilla, of course. So, ultimately, me and Wacko jump in front of the ray guns when the clowns shoot them, and me and Wacko are encased in cotton candy things. And me and Wacko realize that if the clowns get to Toontown, all the Toons are in danger. And me and Wacko have to find a way to get the sibling, get Yakko and Dot, and start running. And start trying to save all the Toons. So that's basically it for the Killer Clowns thing. And the prequel, basically, like, it's almost like a prologue, I would say, or a prequel. It's called The Dare. Basically, The Dare is basically, actually, the prequel is, Wacko watches, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And, I dared him $30. Wacko agreed, so he could buy, like, a bunch of candy. And then we start watching it, and Wacko's flinching at every single clown he sees. And then that leads up to my fanfiction, which happens in... Wait, I wonder when Killer Clowns was released, because it would take place in that exact same month, exact same day. Because if it's in, like, March or April-ish, and it'll be, like, in October, and then... I was also thinking of another idea. Put them in northern Wisconsin in their cabin home where they got abducted in Space Probed. So that's basically it for it. I talked way too much on this right here. I'm going to start working on it. And so you guys watch the Country Bear Jamboree tribute, the Toad tribute, which I'll upload soon. I didn't upload it on the 7th because I was busy doing something else. So... like I said at the end of the Jamboree tribute, I think I haven't posted it up yet, as of right now. Actually, I have, but I don't remember what I said, because I made exact same date to date. So, I made an order off of eBay. It involves my Nintendo Entertainment System, a robot, and the game of Gyromite. See you guys.